What's going on, everybody? It's the Hook Cam back again with another film breakdown. Today, we're taking a look at Sneed, corner for the Kansas City Chiefs. Probably one of the biggest steals from this last year's draft. And, you know, football's kind of dry right now. Not a ton of stuff going on. Not a lot of news. Obviously, we had a couple of big trades, but since then, it's kind of died down. I was thinking about diving into some draft stuff, but I feel like it's almost too early. So I'm going to be going into a couple of players that I really thought played well this last season. And Sneed is by all means up there. Obviously, he was picked number 138 by the Kansas City Chiefs, played at Louisiana Tech. You know, I'll kind of get into his background a little bit and why I think he's so unique of a player here in a couple minutes. Before I dive into all that, though, if you could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to my channel, The Hook Cam, that would mean the world to me, as well as to Jackson Kruger Sports, a phenomenal human being who I do a lot of work with. Jackson's absolutely crushing it right now on YouTube. Super happy for him and very happy to be working with him. Last guy I got to plug is my music guy, Max Keys. If anybody's looking for background music of any sort, my boy Max Keys can hook you up with some custom beats. Don't have to worry about the copyright problems. Those are taken care of for you. So, diving into Sneed, what is his story? Where'd this kid come from? Why is he playing so damn well for the Kansas City Chiefs? All phenomenal questions that I'm going to answer for you in a couple seconds here. First things first, Sneed picked 138 by the Kansas City Chiefs. Played at Louisiana Tech. He's got experience playing cornerback and safety. 6 feet tall, 192 pounds, ran a 4.37 40. 4.37 40. He was a 3-year starter at Louisiana Tech. Him getting picked at 138 just kind of shows me how kind of flawed this system is. And it's a really, cliche thing to say, oh, the system's flawed, the system's flawed. It really kind of is. If you have a 3-year starter who's playing at Louisiana Tech, playing decent time against good talent, it's not like Louisiana Tech's playing nobodies, right? They'll play Texas, they'll play Louisiana, they'll play LSU, they'll play big-time schools. And this dude's starting game in and game out for these guys for 3 years. He played phenomenal, and that really translated to the NFL. So when we go to the Kansas City Chiefs and we kind of start to see where the Chiefs used him, where did Spagnuolo use him to start? He started off as a true number one corner, right? And that's really all these first 3 clips are for, showing you that he's their number one corner on the outside. All I mean by number one is he's their guy on the outside, not necessarily like top on the depth chart. But you can just see here with the motions, what they're doing, that he's going to bump and he's going to take that outside receiver, as we see here against Will Fuller. We'll see a couple more snaps of that against the Texans, and then another one against the Raiders. But he started off as an outside corner, right, as one of their outside guys. We see here they're going to motion 18 across. That's who Sneed was on. He's going to now work up to bump on Brandon Cooks, I believe. Just kind of showing you guys that he was an outside corner. However, in, I believe, week 3 or week 4, he got injured, right? We see again right here, he's going to bump out to Hollywood Brown. He's their number one guy on the outside. He gets injured mid-season, and he's out for like 5, 6, 7 weeks, I believe. I believe he was out from week 3 or week 4 to week 9 or 10, something like that. When he came back, the Chiefs had already had it. They'd figure out how to work without him, right? We got Brashad Breeland, and we got Charvarius Ward, I believe is how you say his name. I'm just going to call him Ward, though. Don't want to step in any mud or anything. That's Ward on the outside, number 35. Now, what they did, though, and how Spagnuolo still worked him into this defense, is they used him as their nickel guy. Now, this is where I think his skill set is best used, right? Obviously, they pressured the hell with him, right? They pressured with him all the time. And it's a great idea. I absolutely love the idea of pressuring with your nickel corner, especially when you get these tight alignments like we see right here with the Saints, right? Here he is matched up with number 2 necessarily, but that point man in this bunch formation. Now, as a quarterback, you're looking at this and you're like, all right, well, they don't have enough guys over here, right? If they bring pressure right here, they don't have anybody who's locked up on this point man really quick, so I don't really have to think about throwing hot. This is a great pressure disguise. On top of that, we got more guys on this side of the ball than we do on this side. Chances are we're going to get heat from here, not heat from here. Well, Spagnuolo dials up the blitz from the bottom of the screen right here. No chance for this tackle or guard to bump off to this thing, and 38's got a free rush there to try and get to Drew Brees. Spagnuolo worked him into this defense that way, and he did a phenomenal job, right? And this is where Sneed does such a good job and this is where his Louisiana Tech playing days kind of have some great experience, is the fact that he's played corner and safety. I don't really think that he's uncomfortable being in the box and being an in-the-box safety. Right here, just some of his coverage skills, right? We're working on this point man. Great job bumping right off the line of scrimmage, pressing this guy to the sidelines. He's going to try and break this thing on a little bit of a comeback, and he jumps this route. Not the best thrown ball well from our boy number 9, but great play from 38 on that. And he really did have a phenomenal rookie season. And we're going to see right here, like I said, he's not afraid to play in the box, and this is what makes him really unique, right? We're going to see this clip from the end zone and how L'Jarius Sneed's taken on this block without a problem, right? Now, again, yes, it is on a receiver, but this is so valuable to have. Okay, we're going to see 10 work up right here. He's going to step right in front, work into that play side shoulder, but L'Jarius Sneed takes it to him right here. That's a great job. Eyes below his, arms inside, helmet on the inside gap, trying to make a play on this thing. This is a really, really good job from L'Jarius Sneed, and that carried on throughout the season. And as the playoffs got bigger, as the games got bigger, he just continued to play well. We're going to see right here again, Spagnuolo bringing him with some pressure on the outside, right? Once again, we're going to see he's apexed right here. And you're not thinking in this situation as a quarterback, oh, we're going to get heat from this side. We're just not thinking that. You're thinking we're going to get heat from over here, right? This is where the safeties are telling you, yeah, we're going to bring pressure. We bring heat from right here. Now we got L'Jarius Sneed on Alvin Kamara, which is a good situation for them. Kamara's not necessarily the best back blocking. He is better than most, to be honest with you, but he's not horrible. But this is just a good effort play from L'Jarius Sneed, which is another thing that is just another feather in this kid's cap. He's got such a high motor. No problem making tackles inside the box. This dude is just an absolute stud, and it's really shocking to me that he fell to 138. We're going to see this play right here, which is really just inside zone or wide zone with a wham. Looks to me like it's wide zone by how the offensive line is blocking, but we get this wham on the backside. Sneed's quick enough to go around this thing and make a play. This is not what's supposed to happen ever, right? Obviously a great play from Frank Clark right here, working in front and getting that back out of his lane, but this is a phenomenal play from L'Jarius Sneed on the backside. And this is the kind of effort that you need to have a top defense in the NFL. Right here against the Falcons, just some more of his coverage ability. And this is a great defensive alignment right here. Anytime you get crossers like this, attacking this from depth is always going to help as opposed to running with the line of scrimmage. Not him, excuse me, Sneed's right here. But this is huge. I mean, we're running with this dude across the field. Now, this ball gets batted at the line, and that's not really what I'm trying to show you guys. It's really just the fact that we're running with an NFL receiver across the field as a rookie. This is tough to do. This is where a lot of kids get in trouble because they're not used to that NFL speed. L'Jarius Sneed right there, we've seen that 4.37 speed, and it translates very well to the NFL field. So right here, we're going to go into the playoffs. The playoffs is where I think he really kind of jumped onto the scene, in that national spotlight. I hate to use that word, but really that's where we began to see him take advantage of that opportunity and really, not become a household name yet, but I do believe he will be. And once again, we're dialing up pressure with him on the outside. When you look at this defensive front from the quarterback's perspective, you don't think that we're going to get heat right here. Look at the numbers that we have. They can't bring pressure here. We've got nobody who's working over there, right? You don't think that I got to hit my hot, but instead what we do is we exchange responsibilities. He's going to bring pressure. He's going to wall off number 3, and this is where Baker Mayfield ends up getting in trouble, right? The disguising coverages. That's what this kid brings to the table. And it's not necessarily that big of a risk because you're gonna blanket your coverage behind that. You're gonna cover everything up behind that, like we saw with him dropping Neiman in front of number 3 on that last play. And not only that, but like I said, the flexibility this kid has to go in the box and make a tackle is just it really is crazy because we don't see this a lot with DBs, and it's kind of this commonplace notion in the NFL these days. I don't want my, it's not that I don't want my cornerbacks to tackle, but I've heard people say I don't need my cornerbacks to tackle. I do not agree with that at all. Think about how many times you see a completion on 3rd and 5 that's before the sticks, and because of a missed tackle by a corner, that's a first down. It happens way too often. But with a guy like L'Jarius Sneed who's playing in the box, and now again, this isn't a quick game completion, but still, we're working over blockers right here. We're filling gaps. This isn't something that a lot of defensive backs are doing. This is a great play against one of the top backs in the league, Nick Chubb. I mean, the Chiefs really could have a budding superstar on their hands with L'Jarius Sneed. He can do a lot of things for him. I mean, this is a great example right here. This is a screenplay that he ends up sniffing out. He's taking on blockers. He's working through, big dudes. These are offensive linemen who he's working against. He's right here at the top. Right? He's hungry. He's getting after it. He understands he's a rookie and he's flying around, man. I really, really hope that we can see this continue throughout his career because I really do think he's going to be a special player in Kansas City. Right here, a couple of these clips against the Bills, it's just, Cole Beasley, outstanding slot receiver, and this is kind of one of the things that I think is interesting with how Spagnuolo is doing it. A lot of times when you have these smaller receivers and they're matched up against big corners, those smaller receivers are going to be able to win because bigger corners have a trouble time moving as quick as these small cats, right? L'Jarius Sneed, with his, quick playability and with his how fast he is, it's really not a big deal for him to cover somebody like Cole Beasley. And if you can run with a guy like Cole Beasley in short yardage, you're going to be able to bully him when it comes to their drop back game as well, right? Here's another example of just him sticking tight with 11. Yeah, he had to fight through some stuff, but again, the stuff like this is impressive for a rookie. And that's kind of the biggest thing that I kept having to tell myself, in my own head watching this film, is that 38's a rookie. This isn't his third, fourth, fifth year in the league. This is still, and not only is he a rookie, he's a rookie with under a full season under his belt. We see this play right here from the Buffalo Bills, and again, from the Kansas City Chiefs. That's really where we're watching this thing from. All the Chiefs do is they spike their end inside and they bring Sneed outside of this. This tackle should be able to peel off on this, but again, 4.37 speed's going to get to that hip a lot quicker than that tackle's able to come off on it, and then just stick it on Josh Allen, who we all know is a huge human being, to make that play. Watching this thing from the end zone, right? He's too fast. He's too quick on the outside. Gives him a nice little move over the top with his hands. Really, really good job. Now, there are some deficiencies in Sneed's game, which I'll get into when we hit the Super Bowl, which is in a couple of snaps here. But here we go. Once again, this is just a great technical play and him understanding this defense. So what the Chiefs are doing in this situation, they're locking up on the outside right here. But safety and nickel corner they're running what's called read 2. So if this number 2 receiver pushes upfield, our safety is going to work to that. And if we get this underneath route right here, which is exactly what happens, we're going to peel off to it down here. Remember, we're manned up right here. So if 2 pushes vertical, safety is going to come off on it. We're going to sink, right? If 2 works to the out, we're just going to stick with it with our nickel corner right here. Well, we see number 2 pushes vertically, which means that safety is going to cover him. L'Jarius Sneed does a great job of working off of that and coming down underneath on this quick ball from Josh Allen and making a play on it. It's not the flashiest play, but he understands the defense. That's what's so important. Now, a couple of deficiencies in his game, and this is really where I saw the rookie side of him. This is the touchdown to Gronk, the second one on the day. This is just Sneed getting caught with his eyes in the backfield. That's all it is. And this, like I said, this is one of those rookie things that's going to happen to him. Now, there were some really good plays I saw from L'Jarius Sneed that kind of, it's a tribute to his time as a safety, right? Where he's okay with taking on blockers if he's coming up in the box, right? We see Cameron Brate working out to him right here on the screen. He's able to work off this block and make a play on Chris Godwin. Outstanding. And then this next play is really an impressive play. He's right here on the outside. He's worked up onto the line of scrimmage because we have Chris Godwin right here. All the Bucs are trying to do is a little pin and pull, right? We're working down with our receiver. We're pulling our tight end and our tackle, but we're going to work over the top on this, right? Which is impressive to begin with. And then we're going to make a play on Ronald Jones. Now, it was a first down, but this is a very impressive play. Take the fact that it's third and short out of it, when we're evaluating offseason for who our guys were that really impressed us. This is a phenomenal play from Sneed in this situation, right? We work straight to that upfield shoulder, work right over the top and into this running lane. We got to close now, go for the legs. That's an outstanding play from 38. So anyway, guys, that's really all I got for you today. Just, an impressive season from L'Jarius Sneed, a kid who had to, deal with some adversity with the injury early on, and then who just kept plugging along and really found a home as that nickel corner in Kansas City. So, a big cat, 6 feet, 192 pounds, can play in the box. The Chiefs really, really found themselves a gem in this draft at pick 138. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to my channel, The Hook Cam, as well as to Jackson Kruger Sports, that would mean the world to both of us. I'll be back in the week with some more content, still trying to figure out kind of what I want to do for a video. If anybody has suggestions on guys that they want to see, I am all ears. I'm, completely open to everything right now. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Stay safe, wash those hands, and I'll see you next time.